I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. Stop doing what is easy. Start doing what is right. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands. Sometimes the only reason for us to be somewhere else is to see things from a different perspective. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. For great men, religion is a way of making friends. Small people make religion a fighting tool. Life's greatest gift is the freedom it leaves you to step out of it whenever you choose. In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine. It is better to be respected than it is to be popular. Popularity ends on yearbook day, but respect lasts forever. Still, anyone who trusts a serpent deserves its bite. The wise see a creature for what it is, not what it says it may be. I made up my mind not to care so much about the destination and simply enjoy the journey. The consequences of every act are included in the act itself. A man who does not know his weaknesses will never understand his strength. For the world is in a bad state, but everything will become still worse unless each of us does his best. The heart's memory eliminates the bad and magnifies the good. The true delight is in the finding out rather than in the knowing. Hearts can't be broken because they're made of marzipan. Do not fear to be eccentric in opinion, for every opinion now accepted was once eccentric. Single is not a status, it is a word that describes a person who is strong enough to live and enjoy life without depending on others. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. Grateful people are happy people. The more things you are grateful for, the happier you will be. If you have joy in your heart, even the most mundane moments will become extraordinary. Everything is hard, but your dreams are not impossible. If you have seen it with your mind's eye, it is indeed quite achievable. A day without laughter is like living in darkness. You try to find your way around, but you can't see clearly. Some of us are busy doing things. Some of us are busy complaining. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. Thoughts without content are empty, intuitions without concepts are blind. 10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. We have to dare to be ourselves, however frightening or strange that self may prove to be. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistake. It was easier to ask for forgiveness than it was to get permission. Of everything you could be and everything you do, the greatest thing of all, Henri, is simply to be you. Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. If the world was made for us, then it belongs to us, and we can do what we damn well please with it. Defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out. And meanwhile, time goes about its immemorial work of making everyone look and feel like shit. What makes Earth feel like hell is our expectation that it should feel like heaven. There are many things worth living for, a few things worth dying for, and nothing worth killing for. Expressing doubt is how we begin a journey to discover essential truths. Karma is given, not to those who ask, but to those who ask of nothing. Once in a while, it really hits people that they don't have to experience the world in the way they have been told to. Only something extremely dire and disabling will ever stop a real writer from writing. Retirement is never an option. When I explored my deeper mind, I could understand that my life is only an illusion, an apparent reality. Courage is feeling fear, not getting rid of fear, and taking action in the face of fear. Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. Never say anything about yourself you don't want to come true. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. To live is to change, to acquire the words of a story, and that is the only celebration we mortals really know. Prolong not the past, invite not the future, do not alter your innate wakefulness, fear not appearances, therein nothing more than this. It is clear that the individual who persecutes a man, his brother, because he is not of the same opinion, is a monster. Risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. Live your life as a curious student, and you will discover how fascinating it is. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Whether we like it or not, modern ways are going to alter and in part destroy traditional customs and values. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. Instinct is a makeshift, an admission of helplessness before the problem of reality. The way to make your dreams come true is to start believing in them. A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world. I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage. Be kind to one another, even when it's not requested. One word of encouragement can be enough to spark someone's motivation to continue with a difficult challenge. It's hard to throw away history. It was like you were throwing away a part of yourself. Nothing can disturb your peace of mind unless you allow it to. How strange is man that when he is afraid of something he runs away from it, but when he is afraid of Allah, he gets closer to him. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good. It was amazing how it worked. The tiniest bit of truth made credible the greatest lies. Freedom in capitalist society always remains about the same as it was in ancient Greek republics. Freedom for slave owners. Courage is feeling fear, not getting rid of fear. Knowing something is more important than fear and taking action in the face of fear. Absurdity is one of the most human things about us, a manifestation of our most advanced and interesting characteristics. Make life easier by living in the present and believing in the future. You know, there's no such thing as a complete lie. There's always some truth in there. If you're going to kick authority in the teeth, you might as well use 2 feet. A real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. It's easy to believe in someone else, the hard part to believe in yourself. Truth is not something outside to be discovered, it is something inside to be realized. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. The truth may not set you free, but used carefully, it can confuse the hell out of your enemies. There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future. The stronger a culture, the less it fears the radical fringe. The more paranoid and precarious a culture, the less tolerance it offers. Strip back the beliefs pasted on by governesses, schools, and states, you find indelible truths at one's core. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening. Every impulse of feeling should be guided by reason, and, in my opinion, exertion should always be in proportion to what is required. That as long as we are being remembered, we remain alive. One always has a better book in one's mind than one can manage to get onto paper. I think the highest and lowest points are the important ones. Anything else is just I in between. This life is not a movie, and sometimes I forget that. Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be. But I know, somehow, that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. We can see when others are trying to destroy us, but we choose to let karma deal with them accordingly. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park. Anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough. Today, I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regret, for I am far surer of what is kind than I am of what is true. There is nothing impossible to they who will try.